practice this morning. This is going to be a gentle yoga flow, very slow, very nice and stretchy. So I hope you enjoyed that. We're going to just kind of address a little bit of everything. Going to open and release some tension in the hips and lower back, in the legs, the hamstrings. So we're going to just take it slow and sweet this morning, as I typically do, but some days we have a little different emphasis on core or that kind of thing. And today we're just gonna feel into some deliciousness into the body. So I hope you enjoy this today. So finding your first seat to begin, let's start in Sukhasana, sitting up on a blanket. And if you can fold that blanket so it's probably at least a couple of inches. Every one of us will find a different level of comfort on the blanket, so it can be a little higher, but try to elevate it so that as you put your sits bones on the blanket and you allow your legs to fall forward in Sukhasana, you'll notice that your knees are dropping down. And that's what you want to feel. You want to feel your knees dropping forward and down. And then as you do that, you may start to feel that there's immediately some stability that sort of grows from the base of the pelvis and comes on up the spine. And you'll just feel a little bit more effortless. And that's all by design. So that's where we want to start. And if you so desire, I would invite you to close your eyes. If you prefer to keep the eyes open, then just gaze at a point in front of you that doesn't have any distractions and make that your singular point of focus. Now we're just going to begin here with some silence, taking a moment to just drop into this space. To feel yourself present in this moment. Allowing the mind to rest in the present moment is one of the most grounding and restorative actions that you can take. Because the mind can settle when it's not reaching into the future or replaying events in the past. This is the point of true existence. This moment is the only true reality. When you allow yourself to experience reality for what it is, you'll see that the stressors that we build our life around can easily fall away. In this moment, we are calm, we are steady, we are alive, and all is well. So let your body relax into this present moment, and we're just going to sit and embrace this for the next 30 seconds or so. One more breath here. And then before you open your eyes, just take a moment to observe how coming to presence may already have shifted your energy and allowed you to feel more relaxed and at ease. Such a simple, simple process. Go ahead and open your eyes now, or bring your gaze forward. And we're going to start off in a supine position, laying down on the mat for the first little bit here. So have your strap within reaching distance. For those of you that may be joining on a recording, you can use a yoga strap. You can bring in a towel. You can use a scarf, a belt. Anything can serve as a yoga strap. It's not a magical prop, but it's nice to have one nearby because we do use it for a number of stretch supports. But again, if you don't have it, or if you don't have it at all, then you can just follow along and use your arms in the same position. So just lay down on your mat. So you're going to remove that blanket from the area. And first, just kind of feel your body taking up space on the mat from the base of the head all the way down to the heels. Kind of let the body relax just a bit. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. Go ahead and do that again. Inhale. And let it go. And let's do one more together. Nice deep inhalation. And out it goes. And then you're going to keep your left leg straight. Bend your right knee and slide the foot up to the mat and take your strap in hand, and you're going to bring that strap around the ball of your foot. So bend your knee so that you can get the strap around your foot, and then start to lift that foot up to the ceiling. Now the leg does not have to be perfectly straight, but you're reaching into the direction of a straight leg. And then your arms on the strap, nice and loose. So we're not yanking or pulling, we're not straining for any particular position, but we're just putting some support as the strap holds the leg effortlessly in place. So on your grip of the strap, make sure that you're not really taking a fist to it, but you're relaxing into the fingers and hands. Maybe just bring your thumb and your index finger to the strap. And then let the weight of the arms drop down toward the mat. So maybe this means you kind of slide your hands a little further down so that your shoulders are not stretching and reaching up, but rather your shoulders are grounded. Now just find your first sort of opening position here, the position where you feel that the leg has been lifted to a place where you feel some restriction start to become apparent. Never ever pulling or reaching into a position of pain, but just noticing where that resistance begins to become apparent. Wherever you feel the resistance, I want you to try using your mental visualization of softening and liquefying into the area that feels a little tight. Feels like there might be an obstacle there. Just let the tightness begin to liquefy, begin to soften and melt. Bring your attention to your breath. And the breath is going to aid in this process by allowing your mind to wash away any type of anxiety or stress related to the resistance. Keep in mind that as soon as your body feels a tightness, it's going to try to protect you. It's going to try to maybe clamp down on that a little bit more. But as long as you know you are safe and you know that you're honoring your body, then your breath can allow those obstacles to just melt away. Now, if you notice that there might be a little bit more opening, a little more opportunity growing, you can certainly move the leg further into this stretch, guiding your foot to wherever it feels appropriate as it reaches up and then toward your head. Keep your breath flowing, your mind at ease. Everything today is going to be aiming toward easy. Let's take a couple more breaths here. And then we're simply going to change the position of this stretch by taking the left hand to both ends of the strap. Bring your right arm out to a T off the shoulder so that your body stays grounded and facing upward. But you're going to bring your right leg as straight as you can keep it, slightly over to the left side. So allow the straight right leg to just cross the midline of the body to start. Not trying to bring that foot all the way down. In fact, I'd like for you to move a little more, even a little more slowly than you think you can. And let the tension melt away like butter. Let it warm up and then just melt down and away from the body. Stay very mindful of where you are experiencing these resistance points. Remember, resistance is just the body's way of putting the brakes on anything that it feels might potentially harm or be detrimental. So resistance is a safety mechanism, and we're not trying to push past resistance. We're trying to make sure that in a state of relaxation, that the body is allowed to let go of wherever that's possible. Make sure that your left foot is also calm, the rest of your body is at ease. And just let the right leg move to the left side, micro inch by micro inch. Let's take 3 more breaths here, relaxing that right leg, taking all the effort out of the leg, and letting the strap do all the work. And let that strap come up to the top, or bring your foot back up to the top. We're going to change hand, so only the right hand now is going to hold both ends of the strap. And you're going to bring your left hand to the top of your left hip, just as a little reminder that we're going to keep that left hip squarely down on the mat as we let the right leg open to the right side. So resist the urge to just let it fall down. Hold on to the weight through the strap, but let go of the effort through the leg. So it's a little tricky. Sometimes the leg wants to help out here. It'll try to contract the muscles, but try to let the effort be solely in the hold on the strap and let your legs soften as it opens out and drops down. Addressing an entirely different area of the body here. We're now feeling into the inner groin, into the inner thigh muscles. Keep your breath flowing. Let the muscles of the leg be totally effortless. All right, let's take a couple more breaths here. Bring the right leg up to the top, bend the knee and allow that foot to come down on the mat, and then extend the leg all the way down. And as you can imagine, we're going to do that same slow, delicious sequence on the other side. So let your left leg reach up as you put the strap around the ball of the foot. Importantly, we're letting the arch be free. The strap goes on that deep, fleshy area in the ball of the foot, the toe pad. And then both ends of the strap are held lightly in the hands. And then allow your arms to drop down. Sink your arms and shoulders down and just let the strap do the work of holding the leg in place. Again, notice where that first resistance point becomes apparent. And rather than push past it, allow that signal to tell the body where you need to start in your softening. Soften and breathe. When the body begins to let go and you notice that the resistance begins to drop away, and you can invite the body to move a little bit more into the stretch if you so desire, finding the next gentle resistance point, and then just following this process again and again as we allow the body in a natural, beautiful way to open and release. Take both ends of the strap as before. Now we're going to take it into the right hand. And the left arm comes out into a T off the shoulder. Allow the leg to drop over to the right. Really slowly. Remember, if you need to let go, create a little bit more length or slack in your strap. The leg can move forward. Just move into whatever space body feels safe and grounded. sensations in the back, into that left hip, maybe even the side of the knee or the ankle. Soften it down. Lift that left leg back up. We're going to change hands for the final pass. Left hand holds the strap. The right arm is placed, or hand is placed on top of your hip. And this just gently reminds the body that we're going to stay grounded. That way we don't roll over and lift the pelvis off the mat. We're keeping it grounded, and only the leg opens out to the side. See if you can soften into those quads. I'm telling you, they want to try to help. They want to try to do the work, but we're letting go of the muscles for a particular purpose, so that this stretch can move beyond the muscle, deep into the joints and the connective tissue below. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then we're going to lift that left leg back up. Bend the knee. Let's remove the strap. Put that foot on the floor. Drop the strap off to the side. Just go ahead and bend both of your knees and bring the feet to the mat. And roll to one side. We're going to come all the way up. Come up slowly as you go. We were down there for a while, so we want to let the body acclimate as we come back up to a seated posture. All right, I'd like for you to bring your blanket back into play and sit up on the blanket. Again, as we did before, we were sitting in Sukhasana before, and this time we're going to bring the body into Baddha Konasana. So this is our bound angle pose, sometimes called cobbler's pose. So we're going to bring the soles of the feet together, and you're going to find this variation that is appropriate for you. So if you need for the feet to come forward in a more narrow diamond, then that is certainly fine. If that feels better and helps release into your hips. If you want to bring the feet closer to the groin, then that is also your choice, or somewhere in between. I'm a big fan of the Goldilocks approach to yoga, where there's not one set standard, but it's really where you feel perfectly at home in your own body. So sitting up on the blanket, again, just kind of allows for the body to be supported because the legs can drop down a little further. So allow the energy to rise up through the spine. Take your hands just to your shins or someplace comfortable. Relax your shoulders. Take a deep breath in, and then we're going to exhale and start to hinge forward. Again, little by little. You know how slowly we moved just a few moments ago? I want you to continue that pace as you let your heart reach forward toward your feet. So you're drawing the heart up and out. And it's perfectly fine if your upper back eventually rounds, but we're trying to draw energy up and forward and allow yourself to just find that perfect place in space. Breathing into the hips. This is a deep hip opener, so go slowly. Support your hands down on the floor if that helps to kind of gauge the amount of weight that you're dropping forward and down. And then come back to your breath. The breath is key to helping the body let go, just as we talked about in the first couple of minutes. When we breathe and we are mindfully aware of the breath, we're in the present. The body immediately, the mind relaxes in the present. Beautiful. Feel that stretch. Allow the sacrum, the lower part of the pelvis, to feel grounded, to feel like you're releasing any tension. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Slowly start to lift back up, walk the hands back up toward the body, very nice. We're going to open up the legs, staying in the same position in our seat, but open up the legs nice and wide. So bringing ourselves to what we call Upavista Konasana. Let's just take a couple of seconds, point and flex the feet. I always like to get a nice little energetic stretch, starting with the toes and connecting all of those nerve impulses up toward the base of the body, squeezing into the arch of the foot, and then stretching it alternately. All right. So from this position now, we're going to fold forward once again, exactly as we did before, taking the hands to the shins and just allowing ourselves to drop in and down, slowly guiding your heart out and forward. Again, we're really feeling ourselves pulling up and out of the sacrum, of the lower part of the pelvis, stretching the low back forward, and then eventually letting the back naturally round as it comes forward and ease into the fold. Addressing a completely different part of the body here as you feel those inner thighs receive the ability to open out. Relax into the pelvic floor. Come forward and down to whatever degree is appropriate for your body, or you can take those hands or arms down front and provide a support, a kind of a stopgap. Remembering that you are in charge and you can tap those brakes whenever the body is giving you the signal to do so. Start to lift all the way back up and come up to the top once again. All right. All those legs nice and stretched. Hips are getting a nice stimulated release this morning. We're going to come into a different position. So let's come off and take that blanket we were sitting on and let's open it up so that we provide a little support for the knees. We're going to come to hands and knees position. So we want to have a nice landing spot for the knees. Those kneecaps can often be a little bit sensitive. I know they are in my body, so I can imagine they might be in yours as well. So coming into a nice square tabletop position. Hands are down Fingers are wide and your wrists, elbows, and shoulders are nicely stacked. Lengthen the crown of the head forward. Press the tailbone back, almost like your spine was a strand of pearls and you were pulling them taut so that you had a little space in between each lovely pearl. Take a breath in here. Feel how steady and sturdy you are in this shape. And then we're going to bring some movement into the spine. Coming into cow, we're going to tilt the spine backwards. So you're going to tip your pubic bone to the back and tilt your hips forward. And then roll that opening up all the way to the length of the spine, reaching your chin forward. Your throat is open. And just letting the weight of the spine drop down toward your organs. We're going to hold this for a breath or two, taking a lovely back bend in cow position. And then taking it the other way, we initiate the action again through the pelvis. So draw the pubic bone forward and then roll up to the top of your middle back and eventually let your head drop forward and down. Don't need to strain into the neck, just let the weight of the head drop, releasing any tension in the cervical spine, letting the weight of the head just bobble down. But now we're going to use the internal organs to press up your abs, your core, lifting almost like there's a force pressing up and away from gravity. And a nice stretch as the shoulders and the shoulder blades slide to the edge of the body. All right, beautiful. Let's take that into cow again, starting with the pelvis. Roll the action up. Inhale as you come to a beautiful back bend. And then take it right back into cat. Again, rolling from the pelvis and then up and over. And we're going to do 3 more rounds. So just go at your own pace. Allowing your inhale to carry you into the back bend and your exhale to press up into your cat stretch. Fully inhabit your breath with each lovely motion. And then after the conclusion of your 3rd cat stretch, come back to your tabletop position of neutrality. All right, so from here we're going to press the hips back toward the heels. Let your arms stretch out even further. So maybe take your fingers to that sticky mat and pull your arms forward using your fingertips to really create a nice active stretch from the fingers all the way back. Feel it as it grows all the way back toward your hips. Deep breath here into the underside of your arms and the armpits. And then we're going to slide both hands. Keep your arms parallel if you can, but slide them or wiggle walk them over to the left side. So we're just pressing slightly more into the right side of the body. A little arcing stretch. A little bit more aggressively into the right side here as you feel that stretch again under the armpits and down into the rib cage. Deep breath, feel it glow and flow up and down the body. And then slide your hands back to the center, and again, keeping your arms parallel if possible. Find that stretch on the left side and press. Walk your hands now to the right side of the mat. Press into that left rib cage. hands back forward, lift back up to tabletop position. Right, from this tabletop, we're going to stretch the right leg back and tap the foot down. So the right leg, I don't know if I said right or left, right leg back, tap the foot down. So now we've got one leg extended, the others are in traditional table position. From this side, we're going to stretch the right leg over to the left side of the mat. Turn and gaze over the left shoulder. Take a little stretch all the way from the ankle up to the shoulder. And then slide it back. And from here, with that right leg still extended, we're going to lift the left knee up and let the body press back to downward facing dog. Reposition your feet if needed so that you can find your downward dog in the ease needed for your body. Sometimes that means you have to bring the feet a little bit closer. Maybe want to choke up on your length a little bit if that's what you need, if that helps. And just find your foot position that allows for your body to drop into its own alignment. And then bring the knees back down to the mat. Slide that right leg, extend it again, and bring it all the way over to the side. So now my right leg is at a 90-degree angle to the body. Take the right hand off the mat and slide it under the body, lowering yourself down on your left elbow and reach the right arm way behind you as if your right fingers could reach back to your toes. Take a deep, full breath in. Exhale. Slide the right hand back and place it down on the mat. Take your right knee back and create tabletop once again. Extend your left leg back. Just a nice long stretch with that left leg. And then slide it over to the right side. Slide it all the way off your mat. Turn and gaze over your right shoulder. And feel the stretch emanating from the ankle all the way up to the shoulder. Take the left leg back, keep it extended, press down through the left toes, and lift the right knee up, again, downward facing dog. Your breath flowing up. Heels are lifted, hips are tipping up to the sky. Beautiful long stretch. And the knees come back down. This time, take your left leg back again, slide it out to the side, taking that 90-degree extension off the body. Left hand lifts up and you're going to reach it underneath your body. You're not putting the hand down on the mat, you're keeping it lifted and reaching in space toward your toes and lower down on your right elbow. Reach as far as you can. Really feel the body extending. You're going to feel all sorts of connective tissue, fascia that's just being energized and released. Deep breath in. Exhale, bring the left hand back to the mat. Left knee back up and under. Lift the knees off the mat. Again, inhale, press back, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you may be able to take a hand and just sort of take your blanket out of the way if you prefer. And then we're going to walk the feet up to the front of the mat. Come to forward fold, Uttanasana. With your feet roughly hip distance apart, slightly bringing the heels a little wider than the toes, just a little tiny bit, and then hinge forward and fold. Inhale on your next in-breath, come up to fingertips position, either hands on your blocks or they're on your shins. Draw in through the core, reaching your belly toward your spine. And then inhale, arms out, up and overhead. We're coming up to a beautiful standing position now, reaching the fingers up to the sky. Another deep breath as you find your full extension, reaching those arms up. And maybe take them just slightly behind your ears, feeling the energy flow up your heart. Exhale, arms out to the side, hinge and come down once again. Step your left foot back. We're going to take a lunge here. The right foot stays forward. Hands are on your blocks. Knee is stacked over your ankle. Lift up and out with the crown of your head, almost like energy is flowing from your tailbone straight out through your head. With your left hand staying on the block, lift your right arm out and rotate up, taking a beautiful twist in your lunge, right fingers reaching high. Remember, you don't have to look up at the ceiling. Keep your head looking sideways if you prefer. That's usually a little bit more comfortable on the neck. And then take that right hand down. We're going to lower the left knee. Let that knee come down toward the mat and touch down gently. Bring your arms forward. Scoop your energy up and out. Take it into a low crescent this morning. Arms can come into a wider V if that's more comfortable for your shoulders, or you could even bring hands to heart. Hands back down to the blocks. Lift the left knee back up. Straighten the right leg, coming into pyramid lunge. Both legs are straight. Press that right hip slightly back. Roll it to the back of the mat, and your left hip slightly rolls forward. Maybe turn and even look over your right shoulder just to emphasize this stretch a little more. And then look forward once again. We're going to pivot on our feet, so turn on your heel. Walk the hands around to the left side. Wide leg forward fold. So this is the standing version of what we did sitting down in Upavista. Your next deep breath lifts you up to fingertips position. Exhale, hinge from your hips and fold. Inhale and lift to fingertips. Stay in this position this time. Again, scoop your energy into your core to support yourself as you take your hands out like an airplane, and then hinge and lift. Your strong core lifting you all the way up to star position, reaching those arms out. From this position, we're going to take the right toes, point the toes toward the front of your mat, bend your knee, and take one standing position today. We're going to take warrior two. So left arm reaching back, right arm reaching forward. Deep breath in. Now you're letting those legs go to work. We told them to relax before, but now they're getting a little bit of energy and stimulation. Left hand down on the thigh, right arm reaches up and over the head. Take a side stretch. And then right hand forward, left arm cartwheels around and comes back down, turning to lunge once again. Take the left foot forward and fold, Uttanasana. Lift up, come to a half lift position, and then pull the strength into the core as you rise the rest of the way. Breath lifting you up, arms overhead. Exhale, hinge forward and slowly fold. and step back with your right foot. Taking your lunge once again, really feeling secure, stable, making sure that you're aligned properly so that you're not putting undue pressure on one joint, but the whole body is stabilizing itself in space. This time we're going to keep the right hand on the block. We're going to lift the left arm out, turn the rib cage to the left, and take a beautiful twist. Take that left hand back down to the block and allow the right knee to gently touch down. As you're ready, release your hands from the block, scoop your energy up. Again, you can choose to keep your arms up. You can widen them to a V, or you can bring hands to heart. Just feel your upper body beautifully reaching into the sky. Your heart is open. Your breath is beautifully flowing, free and energized. Bring your hands forward and back down to the blocks. Lift the right knee back up and straighten the left leg, allowing both legs to be straight now in pyramid lunge. So your feet are a little bit wide between each other. In other words, there's a little space between your feet. You're not standing on a tightrope. If it's more comfortable, you can always create a little bit more width there. Allow your right hip to roll forward, your left hip to roll back, and maybe even gaze slightly over your left arm. Just to feel that stretch on the left side a little bit more, really getting nicely into the IT band today, into the deep part of the hips and low back. And then bring your gaze forward once again. From this position, we're going to pivot on the feet, so turn on your heels, walk the hands around to the right side. Now we're coming into wide leg forward fold, facing the opposite side. Let your head drop down on your exhale. Inhale, come up to fingertips and lengthen. Exhale and fold it down. Inhale, come up to fingertips, pull your support in the center. Arms reach out to the side, lift up to star position. Arms flying side to side, energy flowing, grounding through your feet and heels. From star, turn your left toes to the front, bend your knee, and just move gracefully into Warrior Two. From Warrior Two, bring your right hand down. Your left arm is going to reach up and over. Take a beautiful exalted warrior, which is also a wonderful stretch into the ribs. And then you're going to cartwheel the arms around, take them back down to the front. Step the right foot forward and forward fold. One more time, flowing up, lift halfway, and then once your strength is centered, lift all the way up, hinging as you reach your arms overhead. Exhale, dive forward and fold once again. Hands on your blocks, we're going to bend the knees and sit all the way back down. All right. We're going to roll to our backs and bring our practice down a little bit further, drawing the energy back within. Feeling centered, stable. Take your hands on each side of, on top of your kneecaps. Just lift your feet off the mat And here we're just going to rotate the knees in a circle. Nice little sacral circles. So you're feeling the SI, the area where the pelvis and your spine is connected. And this can be the source of a lot of pain and discomfort. So that's one reason we pay so much attention to the proper alignment in these stretches and standing positions, because this really is such a key area of potential misalignment, potential pain and discomfort. So that's one of the reasons yoga is such a magic elixir for low back pain. All right, circle around the other direction. And then tap your feet down on the mat. We're going to cross the right thigh over the left thigh. Squeeze your thighs together in that crossed position and lift again both feet off the mat. Slide your hands down below your knees. You can slide them wherever they're comfortable, gripping onto the legs. And then you're just going to give a little tug, just sort of pulling your legs in the opposite direction and just feeling a little squeeze into the hips. If you want to grab hold of the ankles, that's fine. It doesn't matter. It's just kind of engaging so that you're drawing the hips toward the center line. Breathe here. This is called shoelace pose. And then let go, and we're simply we can uncross and cross in space. Bring it the other direction so that the opposite leg is on top. And the same thing, just find a place where your hands can sort of get a grip on your legs and gently tug the legs in to the sides. Let your belly drop down, and this will help soften into the deepest part of the hip capsule. Let go of the legs, bring them down to the mat. And then just extend the legs all the way down. Find ourselves in a position where we can completely come into a neutral space and allow the body to relax and drop in peace and restoration. Find your way toward complete letting go in Shavasana. Observe how your body feels right now. Feel the effects of the practice. And just allow that feeling to wash over you. Of any thoughts or any need to project into what's going to happen next, because we want to stay in the future, in the present, just for the next few minutes. Remembering that the present is a gift of awareness, gift of self-realization. drawn to this gift. Breathe and relax and find your ease. Deeper breath in. Opening the door to transition and begin your day from here. As you're ready, you can bend your knees and slowly roll to one side. Really take your time sitting up. Gently rise when you're ready. Back to your seat. We'll lift our arms and reach them into this beautiful day. Inhale, exhaling and connecting deeply to the heart center. The light in me is honored and grateful for the light within you all. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Om Shanti. Namaste.